Hey there, thanks for riding with us. Now let's get back to Nemo Nation. Back to you, Jimmy.
Hey, let's get back to Nemo Nation, shall we? You guys can always jump into the conversation later on if you want to at 615-292-6366. They come fast and furious. We made a friend a couple of weeks ago. We're glad to have him back. Raman Singh Dhillon is a prominent figure in the North American trucking industry and recognized for his entrepreneurial spirit and dedication to the Punjabi trucking community. He's got firsthand experience as a truck driver. He identified a critical need for accurate information and resources tailored to Punjabi-speaking drivers. The insight led him to establish the North American Punjabi Trucking Association, NAPTA, an organization committed to promoting professional growth, education, and safety within the trucking sector. NAPTA has become a vital platform advocating for high standards of service and conduct across all industry sectors. The association offers various services, including regulatory updates, bingo, business resources, bango, and driver education programs, boom, designed to support the Punjabi trucking community. He's also the founder and CEO of Punjabi Trucking Magazine. Guys, if you work on the West Coast or anywhere across the country, this is recommended reading, by the way. Recommended to kind of jump in, dig in, and figure out what's going on with one of the most vital and vibrant trucking communities in North America. Welcome back, Raman. It is a pleasure to have you. How have you been?
Good morning, Dave, and good morning, everyone. Feeling great. Happy to be back with you.
What has been happening right now? What are you guys looking at right now? Within your association? What are the stories you're telling, and what are you keeping your eye on these days?
Well, the most of the part, yes, of course, the slowdown is stretching too much. That's one big thing, and then after that, it's a lot of craziness going on. This cargo theft is just making a big waves right now.
Let's talk about the cargo theft a little bit too, because let's talk about about what your role is with the association and what the magazine is doing to kind of highlight the theft that is going on and to keep your membership safe out there. What steps are you taking, both in terms of advocacy, but also in terms of direct action, to make sure that the people who depend upon you to keep them safe know that you guys have a strategy in place?
Yes, definitely. We try to keep our members aware that what's going on, what are the kind of frauds are going on the way the things are happening, from the first-hand experience from people to listen, understand exactly where it's going, and then trying to work with the law enforcement, trying to work with the people that who are working on these things, so that they can get to this point. But it looks like that it's really hard right now to get through the system and get these things taken care, because the fraud is happening every day, or the theft is happening every day in a different way. I mean, it's just look like that you try to figure out one, and then another one comes out, and it's just out of the blue. You don't even know what the heck is going on.
Let me ask you a question because, as somebody who's actually worked in law enforcement in my life, um, people don't realize that law enforcement depends so much on having partners, having people who are willing to work with them and actually help them become eyes on the road for them, but also to alert them when there are phishing scams, when there are scams that are attempting to use cyber means that kind of, also kind of, terrorize your members, terrorize
Mhm.
the country at large. Talk to me about how you guys work with law enforcement to create safer roads and a safer working environment, both in the cyber field and on the road.
Exactly, Dave, that we try to tell, every one of our members to, first of all, just to work with the law enforcement, try to give them as much as you can and notify every time everything happens to you, because a lot of things went unreported. People, they just file a claim, they just don't report it properly. So that is the first thing, that the reporting is must. And reporting, and then after that, if you see anything, if you feel anything that's going on wrong, just report as much as you can, because unless until it's there, it's not going to be looked at. Second thing, what we try to tell our people is that the information, because these days everything is going out of country for dispatch services, for that services, for this services. I mean, there's so many things that are happening overseas. The people, they send their information out. So we tell the companies that make sure that the information you're sending out is not critical information, and you make sure that people that who are working on your companies, they know what they're doing, and the information you're sending is secure, because a lot of these things are happening from offshore. The frauds and scams, they're happening from offshore, and the information which we think that it's been slipped out is slipped out via those channels.
Yeah, and the thing too in regards to that communication, I want to go back to something you said earlier. And it's a great, here's the thing that I think is so interesting about this, that often when we deal with people who are unwilling to report crime, the lesson isn't just for them, it's for us all. That when you're the victim of crime, there's often a shame that goes along with it, there's an uncertainty that goes along with it. But it's so important to then, the moment something happens to you, to take a full accounting of it and then make sure that you provide law enforcement with every last detail you can, no matter how embarrassing it is. Because if you don't tell people it's happening to you, there's a better chance that it could happen again, right? So it's so important to communicate exactly what it is that's happened. You guys train people on doing that, or is it a matter of just simply communicating and reminding them you've got to do this?
Well, right now we are communicating. We are actually bringing the awareness on our radio station on everything possibly we can. Any personal on my podcast, anywhere, we try to tell them that more the things you will report, and you said it right. I mean, if you won't say it, if you won't explain and tell everything, that it might happen again tomorrow to somebody, because then that is not going to be stoppable. So that's basically the key, is to report.
Yeah, and by the way, guys, if you go to punjabitrucking360.com, you can find that podcast where they do talk about fuel saving programs. They do talk about debt relief. They do talk about rule changes from the FMCSA. Everything that gets covered in trucking comprehensively in so many other places gets covered here as well. I've always been kind of a big fan of figuring out where different communities kind of fall in regards to trucking, because I'm always kind of fascinated. It's the same story. It's just happening in different communities. Whether it's positive or negative, it's a matter of finding that commonality, because it just reminds people that we're all on the road together and we have to work together as well. That's such a big thing, and something that you guys promote very much so. Are there any specific state issues you guys are looking at now? Anything that you've got your eye on outside of the cyber and the on the road crime that you guys are kind of focusing on right now? The slowdown, we've talked a little bit about that. Where do you see a light at the end of the tunnel in regards to this kind of stagnant place we are in regards to trucking rates right now?
So definitely we see the light at the end of the tunnel, because as we all know, trucking is something that is not going to go away. It's here to stay. It just taken a longer time to recover. I think everything happening around us is just things like that. It's going down, but a lot of people talk about it, that it's been so long that it's been under the water, that I don't know when it's going to come out. But the thing is that the things are happening, the things are going in. Like right now, the as Overdrive said that they're what those CDLs are there, that non-domicile CDL, about 60,000 are still in works. So there's a lot of capacity, a lot of things that are happening, that we trying to bring awareness, or trying to bring it to the authorities, especially if there is a Canadian drivers, they coming into US, they're working within US when they shouldn't be or they can't. Same way the Mexican drivers, they're doing that. So it's a lot of things that are happening that will eventually will stop, and then it looks like that the capacity will go down, and then this market will come back up.
I can't believe I'm going to tell you this, by the way. We have now done our 10 minutes, by the way, my friend. I could keep on talking to you. Promise me, and we'll get you a longer form interview down the line, but promise me you'll come back once again. We love having you on. Thank you for making time with us today, and go have the best of days, too.
Absolutely. Anytime, Dave, anytime. Just let me know and I'll be here.
Thank you, sir. Raman
Thank
Dhillon.
you.
Thank you, sir. Raman Dhillon joins us second time he's been on the show.